Can I get through this vlog without coughing? I don't know. Hello, welcome back to a new studio vlog. As you saw this morning, I was finishing up a painted pumpkin for my son's preschool classroom. It's actually kind of for like his whole school. Every parent was supposed to bring in a painted pumpkin for their classroom, and then they're putting all the pumpkins from all the classrooms into like a little pumpkin patch that the kids can tour and check out and do activities with kind of throughout the week. So his classroom theme was black cats. I think his teachers are also doing like a hocus pocus thing, so I did a hocus pocus pumpkin. Started it last night, finished it up this morning, just tried to knock it out as quickly as possible. But I'm happy with how it turned out. You can check that project off the list because let me tell you, this week, the week of Halloween, I've got a lot of personal projects that I have to work on, which is exciting, but also a bit of a bummer because I have to kind of table my Occupied Oracle project a little bit. Even though I have so much done for that, I have to kind of put that on pause because I have so many other personal things that I've committed to. We just got back from being out of town for a wedding over the weekend, which was a lot of fun. I vlogged that for Patreon, so that will be over on Patreon if you want to see any of my personal vlogs there. But yeah, just trying to like recalibrate back into a work week. I've also been relentlessly sick, like non-stop crazy sick. You know, 'tis the season, obviously, for colds and flus, and my toddler is bringing stuff home from school, and I'm just getting pummeled by it. It was like the end of September, I had a terrible cold, then I tried to recover, we went out of town, then I got food poisoning really bad. That took me a while to get over that. Then we had something else go, then we had a Disney weekend. Then I was kind of sick over that. Then I had my period. Then I got sick again. It just was like, I'm just in a really bad cycle of like not having, like my body just hasn't fully recovered. So I feel like I keep getting sick over and over again. And also just my son keeps bringing home weird things. I dodged pink eye though, so I can at least say that. I dodged pink eye. So yeah, that said, it's just like my personal life has been like a little bit chaotic lately. So it's been hard to juggle and plan for a lot of these projects. The painted pumpkin was one. I'm glad that that's done. Obviously, I'm still working on the Occupied Oracle. Gonna have to put a little pin in that because the next thing that I need to work on is a trunk or treat setup. I have volunteered myself to be a trunk or treat car at my son's school at the end of this week. Thought that I would have started working on it last week, but I was sick. My son was sick. I had a lot of house stuff that I was dealing with, home life things, that I wasn't able to start working on the trunk or treat. So that means I need to start going on it now. Today's Monday, October 24th. The 28th, this Friday at 2 p.m. is when I'm supposed to be there setting up my trunk or treat display. Originally when I signed up, I thought that I was gonna do a Haunted Mansion theme because that's obviously one of my favorite things. I thought it'd be really fun, but I quickly realized that I just don't know, like I enjoy that theme, but I don't know how much toddlers are going to enjoy that theme. Preschoolers. So I decided to shift gears and went with a theme that my son really loves. We did it for his birthday. I'm gonna repeat it again. Good old, the evil Emperor Zurg. So I think I'm gonna try to set up or create some sort of like Zurg and Buzz like blasting each other. Lots of green aliens, maybe a claw dangling off the back of my car. I don't know. But I do know I need to sit down and kind of like plan all of the elements. I have some folding screens that I think I'm gonna try to incorporate into the design to basically put the screens up next to my car, which will give me kind of walls to put things on. So maybe the trunk of my car will be kind of like a claw machine maybe is what I think I might try to turn it into or make it look like that. And then create like a Zurg and a Buzz sort of blasting each other a la Astro Blasters from Disneyland, which is what my son is really obsessed with. I'm gonna take a minute now and I have my off-camera crinkle sketchbook to work on some plans. This is where I do a lot of my planning for things. You can see here, this is where I was doing my really rough sketches for even like the pumpkin, just trying to figure out what my design was going to be. So I do a lot of like project figuring out in this sketchbook here. So that's what I'm gonna do next is start to plan all of the elements for this Zurg Buzz Lightyear display. I've been stockpiling cardboard for about a month, so I have lots of cardboard, and that's what I plan on painting on which will hopefully work. I have no idea. But I think just my problem right now is that I don't have a plan. I need to figure out like what elements am I creating, what needs to be painted, how am I constructing things? Because yeah, I need a game plan going into this. So it's gonna be my big project for the week. Buckle up as you join me for my first ever trunk or treat display, trying to get it all figured out. Okay, so I just took some time to look at my car and see what I can fit in there, because I have these big screens that I want to use that would make my life so much easier as far as creating like the backdrop that then I'm just sticking characters onto. So I had to kind of like arrange my car a little bit, and I have to be mindful of like, I'm gonna be driving Roman back from school, so like I have to have his car seat in there, like trying to Tetris these things in. But I'll just have to make 2 trips, or I'll ask James to come like do a drop off or pick stuff up or something. But let me show you what I'm talking about. So I have these folding screens. They're just like, you know, made out of wood with whatever on them. And I realized that this would be like the perfect thing to create basically a backdrop, because it goes to the height of my car when it's open. So it really makes it look like it's all sort of one thing. Plus it gives me a lot of backdrop space here. So what's cool is that it also creates like a little kind of hole into, like, this would be the trunk of my car basically. I'm gonna make this work because this will just, it will save me so much time from having to figure out like constructing like towers of boxes or like leaning things up against the car, whatever. It's like I've got a structure already pre-made, so why would I not utilize this? So I got some tablecloths that just have a galaxy print on the background, so that's kind of my backdrop, keeping it really easy. And then from here is where I can start to add all the elements. So I'm thinking the inside of the car I'm gonna turn into a claw machine. So I have a bunch of like green balloons that I'll turn into aliens. I'll hang a claw, you know, I'll dangle a Woody in there. It'll be really funny. I'll have a large zurg on one side blasting this way with a buzz on this side, sort of either lasering back or blasting back or something like that. And then lots of little green men all over the place. So this helps narrow down how much I actually have to construct. So the priority right now is to create the big zurg and a big buzz and then a bunch of aliens. Okay, so a few hours later, what I've done is I've taken some just like drawing scrap paper that I have. I have a roll. I always have a roll of paper because you never know. I'm realizing Roman has his glasses under there. Play Blippy glasses. Oh God, I hate Blippy. Okay, so this paper I cut to size for the background. So I kind of just like eyeballed it of like how big the character I want to be, and then just rolled out my paper and taped 2 pieces together so that I have something to work with. So I created 2 of them so that I can do one for Buzz and one for Zurg. And my plan is really just to use this to sketch the contour so that I can then transfer the design to cardboard, because I think they're gonna look better on cardboard, and because I know that I wanna paint them. I wanna be able to spray paint the cardboard, paint on top of it with acrylic paint, and this paper will not hold up to that sort of abuse. So I also just think too, the cardboard against this will look a lot better than if it was just flat paper, because I think it will add more dimension. I can play with how they're posed a little bit more. Now, whether or not they're gonna be, I mean, they're not gonna be one piece of cardboard. I already know I'm gonna have to do sections. So I think that's another important part of the sketch, is that I might be able to do like body parts kind of within my sketch, so that when I start to get my cardboard out, I can just do sections of the body in cardboard and then sort of assemble it from there. Just trying to work out the process a bit here. Thankfully, I think I'm only gonna have to do this for the 2 large figures, but that's why I wanna get started on this sooner than later. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to sketch out my Zurg and my Buzz on this. Okay, so real quick check-in. I have got them sketched out. I have Buzz here and I have Zurg sketched out on the other one in my studio. I'll show you in just a second. I'm so happy with the way the sketch is. Now I'm like, should I just paint the paper and then mount it onto cardboard so he's like a rigid figure on the cardboard, but paint the paper? So I'm gonna think about it because I have to go do dinner prep and pick up the kiddo. But I at least have this sketched out. I'm really happy with the way that it is. I had to add, you know, some pieces of paper here to extend the wing and foot, but the proportions are at least good enough, so I'm happy with that. I did take some acrylic paint and did some sample swatches just to see if the paper can hold up to this. It does get a little crinkly, so it's definitely a risk painting the paper, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna think about it. Here is Zurg, by the way, on the other panel in here. I just figured I'd put them upright so that I can see how they'll look. And I may even just, if I end up painting the paper, I may just paint them on these. I don't know. I also need to air out these like tablecloth things anyways, so serving multiple things right now. But yeah, there's Zurg with his ball gun, because what I really want to do is have balls shooting out of it that are like gonna look like they're floating, hanging off of the back of my car, and like they're aiming towards Buzz and stuff. I think that'd be kind of fun. So yeah, there's Zurg. Zurg and Buzz sketched. I'm happy with this progress. Okay, many hours later, we have ourselves a Zurg and a Buzz. It's funny how like cartoony they look, but it totally works. I don't know whether I'm gonna mount them onto cardboard or not, or just, I might just cut them out and then just tape them to the background. I don't know, but they're at least done for right now. The next phase is going to be doing part of the front part of the claw machine, and then a bunch of aliens. I also need to make a Zurg costume for Roman. That is what he is asked to be for Halloween, so I also need to make that. So lots of things to do, but at least I have the two main characters done, which I am very happy about. Pro tip also, I've been using just paper plates as palettes because I have had to mix colors, which is my least favorite thing ever. I am just gonna take some water. I have a little spray bottle with some water, but I wanna use this leftover black paint that I have here because I don't have a lot of bulk black. So I'm gonna spritz it with a little bit of water and then take some saran wrap and cover up the plate, and that will help keep the paint wet. It'll probably help it last probably another day and a half or so maybe, but that's a little pro tip if you have paint that you're trying to save. Spritz it with some water, cover it with saran wrap, and it will last just a smidge longer. Hello, 4 days later. I basically became an art tornado. That's the best way that I can put it. Just a big old art tornado, and have been working on trunk or treat stuff all week. I've been painting all week on this. It was like I just fell off a cliff and just couldn't stop. Even James was like, babe, you've got enough. Just like, you're good. You don't have to keep painting. You're good. And I'm like, just let me just do this one more thing. Just let me build the claw machine. I need to paint like 5 more aliens. Like, I got this. So it's just been one of those weeks where I haven't posted anything on social media. I haven't done any work. I've just been in full mom trunk or treat mode. But today is the big day. Today is the day. This afternoon is trunk or treat. I don't need to leave till a little bit later to go set up for that. I'm hoping to take you along with me to at least show you the final product, so stay tuned for that, hopefully. I'll also show you a few things around the house because it's all scattered all over the place. I'll show you some of the things that I've painted and have made and stuff like that. I have just a teensy bit more to do on it. I just need to mount a couple of aliens onto some cardboard, but beyond that, I am done. I made a really conscious effort to be done last night because this morning is a drawing club meeting. I am a part of a local drawing club I'm not gonna get into what it is or where it is, obviously, but drawing club has become just like a really fun thing for me, where I can just go and be like a participant. You know, I'm not teaching, I'm not filming, I'm not creating content. I can just go and sit there and draw, and it's something that I've just really loved doing. I've talked about it, I think, a little bit in previous studio vlogs, but yeah, I just really like doing it, and it's just a really good way for me to get out of my studio, get out of this bubble here, which, you know, is so easy. That happens so easily when you work from home and you're an artist. You get isolated. And I just found, you know, as part of my journey of just constantly working towards my mental health, getting out and participating and being forced to socialize a little bit has been very good for me. That said, I made the effort to be totally done with trunk or treat stuff last night so that this morning I'd be able to go to my club meeting, which I'm getting ready to do right now. So I'm kind of packing up some things, but I can show you briefly some of the things I've painted. We've got some aliens down here. We of course have the big screens, which are gonna get folded up and brought along with me. Then I got a big old pile of stuff over here. We've got the claw, we've got planets, asteroids, more aliens. I did Woody when he's in his little cup disguise. More backdrop stuff, stars. Those are the treats that I'm handing out. We have Roman's costume. That's right, he is going to be the evil Emperor Zurg for Halloween. So I paper mache'd this giant head for him. He loves it, he loves wearing it. I even made a little cardboard like chest plate for him. So he is full blown Zurg for Halloween. It's very cute. Meanwhile, over here, we've got Zurg and Buzz, which you saw me sketch out, but now they're fully painted, cut out, mounted on cardboard. I also made a giant claw machine. So this is the top of the claw machine that will hang off the back of my car. And then we have the main front of the claw machine, which will be kind of blocking the front part of the trunk. So just a lot of work, a lot of painting, of course, but I'm hoping that it will be worth it. Did I also mention that it's a contest? Yes, this trunk or treat event happening at my son's school is a competition. The winner gets a $100 gift card to a local restaurant. I just want the title. I'm out for blood. Have I mentioned that this is a competition? I might have mentioned it already. I can't remember. Either way, I'm out for blood. So couldn't stop, can't stop, won't stop. Paint more aliens. I just went insanely overboard. So I'm looking forward to putting it all together. I have 2 hours to set up, so hopefully I can pull that off later today. But of course, before that, I'm going to get ready to go to my drawing club. I can share with you briefly what I bring with me. It's a pretty handy little bag. Let me show you. So packing up for drawing club, this is the bag that I bring. It's this canvas, like tote. It's not, yeah, I guess it's a tote, but it's smaller than that. It's like a little utility bag made out of canvas. It's very handy. It's got big pockets on both sides. I put paper towels on that side, but it's nice and deep, so I can get a lot of stuff in there typically. And what I usually do is I bring a couple of different sketchbooks as just options. So I bring my smaller mixed media moleskin. I bring what I call my secret sketchbook. No one has really seen this. At some point I will do a video about this, but I have a little secret sketchbook, which is like very doodly. And then I bring my larger sketchbook, which is buried behind cardboard boxes. Ugh. Oh, come on. And then of course I bring this big sketchbook because sometimes some of the prompts we do, people actually do on like big drawing boards, clipboards, but I like really prefer working in my sketchbook. So this is kind of like my big substrate option that I can like open up and have like ready to go. Those are the sketchbooks that I bring. I'll bring these three. These two fit into my bag nicely. And then what else do I have in here? I always have extra tissues and paper towels down here at the bottom. I've got my little travel watercolor kit. This has been just my go-to lately. I've kind of set it up with a good combination of things in there that I'm liking to use. So I've got a little, we'll put that at the top. More tissues. I've been sick relentlessly this past week or so that's why. So I'll put these little guys at the bottom. Then I literally just turned it into my purse so that I literally have everything in one spot. So I chuck my wallet in there. We've got some Nightmare on Elm Street lip gloss. That's definitely coming with me. I have my Invisalign bag with mouthwash and extra mask, lip gloss. I have to, unfortunately, always carry that with me. But you can see how deep this thing is. Like, I can really get a lot in here. I'm not able to link this, by the way. Don't ask me where to get it, because this was actually gifted to me when I taught a private retreat many years ago. This was like the gift that I got as, you know, for going and teaching. So I don't know where it is, where it's from. It doesn't have a tag or anything like that, but my gosh, it is just super, super handy. As for other materials, I have my little pencil bag, which I dip in and out of throughout the week. So usually just before the meeting, I'll throw in a couple of extra pencils or just stuff that I have to sketch. And then I'll just check some of my pencils too to make sure that they're sharpened so that I'm like totally set. I need to get more of these because look, I'm burning through these like crazy. I'll quickly sharpen some of my pencils up, shove it back in here, and then I can just chuck it into this bag, and that's it. Totally good to go. And then I carry this. So that's my little drawing club setup. My studio is so messy, so ignore the chaos, but little drawing club fit check. Got my water bottle, got some booties on that I got these off Amazon. They're pretty great. Some funky sunglasses, just comfy. And I also packed up a bunch of freebies to give to the homies in drawing club as well. So bag of freebies, sketchbook, water, bag, boots, ready to rock. Hello, back from drawing club. A couple of hours later, I've had lunch and drawing club ended up being a longer session today. It was like a 2-hour sesh, but it was a lot of fun. One of the other members was leading the group today. We did a very traditional drawing exercise today. So I followed along and then added a little bit of a bi-bun twist to it. So let me show you what we did today. If you've ever taken a drawing class or an art class, this is something that you do usually like week 1, day 1. This is actually from the book Drawing on the Right Side of Your Brain. And the exercise is taking this drawing and doing it upside down. So you put it upside down and then you draw your version of it on the other side, which is what I did here. So I drew, I followed along and drew it upside down, and then I added a little bit of a fun twist to it, which, you know, we were talking about drawing on the right side of your brain, so I decided to have like a brain sort of being spiralized out of his head here, just to add, you know, again, my own little fun twist on it. These sort of drawing exercises, it was just really funny because it was such a throwback to like art school for me. I haven't done something like this in a really long time, but that's what makes drawing club fun. You know, I never know what kind of exercises or things we're going to do for the day, and this was definitely a bit of a throwback doing this, but I liked that I added my own little twist to him. And then of course I added in some watercolor and inked him out just so he looks a little bit more completed, kind of giving me like Invisible Man vibes, which I kind of love. So I'm happy with how he turned out. It's always fun to have just like loose, you know, loose chill illustrations as well. And then I went ahead and I cut out the handout for the exercise and glued him in, so I might end up adding more to his background or doing something to him at some point later on. So this sketchbook is like very quickly becoming my drawing club sketchbook. I don't mean for that to be the case, but it's sort of shaping up that way. But either way, lots of fun. So now I still have some aliens back there that I need to mount quickly onto some cardboard. I have about an hour to do that now before I need to head to my son's school and set up for trunk or treat. Starting to load up for trunk or treat, and look who has put herself into Roman's car seat. Peanut.
You better take me with you. I'm ready to go. I'm strapped
Excuse
in.
me, is this your car seat?
I'm strapped in.
I mean, she fits perfectly in it.
Safety first.
Safety first. very, very full cup of coffee happening here. I probably shouldn't put this right next to zines that I'm cutting. This is a terrible idea. Let me move this out of the way. Decaf coffee, might I add, because I have recently switched to decaf per the advice of my therapist. So that's a thing. It is 2 days after Halloween, so the spooky season has come to an end. So all of my crazy personal Halloween projects have come to a close, including a big old bag of costumes back here, the trunk or treat, which was a big success, and of course creating Roman's costume, painting pumpkins, just a whole lot of stuff going on. So now it's November, which is kind of wild. I feel like October was so busy and crazy and went by slow, but also went by really fast. I don't know, it was just a wild month. Also being sick for most of it was really annoying too, like trying to do all these personal life event weekend getaways. Like, I mean, 3 weekends out of the month we were completely out of town. Like, it was kind of just crazy. But now we're in November, so it's time for me to kind of switch gears and start a couple of new projects and switch my mind to end of year buy bun stuff. The Occupied Oracle, which was my kind of like October art challenge project I gave for myself, I did manage to complete 21 cards. Which I think is pretty dang good if you ask me. So I'm really happy about that. It's a project that I'm going to continue working on because I actually have like another 5 or 6 cards that are like halfway done. So I'm gonna keep working on that. I think my new goal is to just try to complete it by the end of the year. The goal was always to have 31 cards completed. So I'm still gonna keep that as my benchmark of by the end of the year have 31 cards done. So it's nice now that it's not really so much of a daily project, but just something that I can move sort of in and out of, which I'm very happy about. I'm hoping to work on a couple of cards later today. I have one card that I meant to film a TikTok for Halloween Day, but just never got around to it because I was too busy just doing, you know, mom Halloween stuff. Something else that I've been working on is actually the Buy Bun Advent Calendar. If you remember, oh, it's not a calendar. It's a sticker advent. It's like 15 days of stickers. Anyways, last year I did this. I did this mystery sticker advent. It was 15 days. It had tiny little envelopes. The whole unrevealing or unboxing reveal of them all is here up on the channel. You can literally watch a playlist of a daily unenveloping of each sticker. And I decided to do it again this year. Although this year I'm changing things up just a little bit in that the stickers are bigger. They're bigger and better. They're bigger and better. Last year I did a lot of like mini stickers, and that was kind of how I also advertised it, was as a like mini sticker advent. This year the stickers are bigger in size. There are some mini ones, but there's also big ones. There's some days where you get a couple. There's some where you just get one big one. I have glitter stickers, clear stickers. I have a real range of stuff. And part of that is because I started earlier. I started designing advent stickers a couple of months ago and have been slowly ordering them. So amongst all of this chaos, all of the stuff that you see me do here in these studio vlogs, I've also secretly been working on the advent and just haven't been able to share any of it, obviously because it's a secret. So I had about half of those stickers already ordered and in my hands. Literally this bin, I think it's this bin. This bin right here is full of stickers for the advent. That entire bin is just advent stickers. And yesterday I finished up my last few little designs that I had, and I ordered the remaining stickers. So all of the stickers have been completely ordered, or they're here in my studio. And now it's kind of time for me to kick it into gear of determining the packaging. So that's kind of something that's been lingering for me. The stickers that I ordered yesterday are gonna be here hopefully by November 11th. So I'm really gonna be cutting it close. I'm hoping to launch this, you know, Thanksgiving. The good thing is that the advents, it's only 15 days. So, you know, even if they get sent out, you know, early December, you're still probably only gonna do it the back half of December, most likely. You could really do it at any point. I know a lot of people also just tore into all of them and didn't, you know, space them out over a few days. So that helps relieve a little bit of the pressure, but that pressure is still there in that it's really like a holiday sort of item. So I am really need to focus on that. I need to figure out the packaging because unlike last year, I did all of the stickers in little like coin envelopes because they were all really little. I have larger size stickers this year. So I think the envelopes are going to be of varying sizes, which will be very interesting. So that's something I need to work on. I'll get to it. Either way, I don't have all the stickers yet. So it's kind of, you know, I would just be measuring and eyeballing things as far as envelope sizes go. Along with that, I'm also working on just a big shop update because my Buy Bun Etsy shop sale happens every November. I do a big Black Friday sale, and it's the only time of year that I discount my online classes. It's the only time. And I do it for about a week. So the sale usually starts on Black Friday, so the day after Thanksgiving, and then I run it for a full week. And I discount classes, I discount merchandise, all sorts of stuff. I'm definitely gonna discount stickers. I might do like, you know, a couple bucks off zines. But the big thing is the online classes. So if you've ever been on the fence or have wanted to take an online class of mine, this is the time to grab it. Also, my patrons get, my patrons have a shop discount as it is, but I let them use their shop discount on top of the already discounted sale items and on online classes and stuff. So like you can really double down on discounts if you jump in on Patreon as well. Just throwing that out there as a little bit of a tip. So I'm also kind of gearing up for a bit of a shop update, just checking my inventory, restocks, all of that sort of stuff. And something that I've been really low on has been my zines. So I've just been kind of taking the time this morning to trim and prep another big batch of zines. This used to be something that I would do at nighttime as like my quiet couch activity. You know, I'd watch like a crappy TV show, you know, Housewives or, you know, Sister Wives or something like that, and trim these things. But come nighttime, I'm so tired from just like working and mom life that I just have found that, you know, saving tasks for nighttime just is not, it's not realistic for me. So I find that coming in like early in the morning in my studio and starting out with a task like this that's like really low energy and easy is a good way to kind of kick off the day while feeling productive at the same time. So I'm usually like trimming zines, doing little mindless shop stuff, or I edit. Editing videos is also a really good kind of morning activity. I made a good dent here in my stack of zines, so I'm gonna finish trimming up the rest of these so at least they're in like a good spot. And then I'm going to work on probably Advent packaging, or I'll jump back in and work on some Oracle cards. So that's what I'm gonna be doing today. I also need to get dog food and my dog's medication. So lots of stuff to do today. I really hope I've been in focus this whole time, my goodness. Today is also kind of like my last work day because I'm gonna be into stay-at-home mom life for the next 2 days. So I need to get as much done today as humanly possible. I ordered this Haunted Mansion Lego set for myself for my birthday because I am a small child. But I've recently really gotten into Legos because my son has newly gotten into Legos, and now I find it so relaxing and enjoyable. So I treated myself to the little Haunted Mansion set for my birthday. So I've made some really good progress on Oracle cards today. This one I haven't shared yet, the Halloween house, so that is coming soon. This was the one I meant to post on Halloween, but just never got around to filming it. I just got too busy, but that is day 21 that I have done. We have Buffalo Bill's house from Silence of the Lambs, so all sorts of butterfly wings and things on that. And then we have the Munsters house. And the Munsters house I really just had fun with certain types of color and cobwebs and stuff, and added some little candles here and there, but I was trying to make that kind of fun, but just like classic Halloween at the same time. So I'm happy with the way that one turned out. I'm really, really pleased with that. So I need to get all these in this portfolio. I need to film and photograph them, film the TikToks and then photograph them for Instagram. But it's like, I'm behind on the challenge anyways. So it's like, who cares when I post them at this point? But I'll save that for myself to do, you know, Friday when my son is napping or something. That can be my nap time activity. I also have two more cards over here that are in progress. I have season 1 of American Horror Story underway here. And then on the other side, I have, this is actually Jack Skellington's house, which I have cut underneath there. So those two are well underway. I at least have some different media and like textures and stuff added in. Still needs more work, but at least I have two that are kind of underway that I need to flatten these back in my book again. But, you know, still making progress on the project, and I'm happy with everything that I've done so far. I ended up having a really good productive day today. It's about 3:30ish, so I need to kind of wrap up my work day so I can go pick up my son from school and switch into mom mode. But yeah, I feel good. I got, you know, those Oracle cards done. I took care of some personal business of picking up dog food and stopping by my vet to get Olive's medication. What else did I do? Started some shop prep, which was really good. Got a video edited this morning. So yeah, making some really just good productive day all around, so that I'm prepared for a couple of mom days now, being with my son. And actually, top secret news, tomorrow night, James and I are going to Club 33 in Disneyland. I'm so excited. I've never been to Club 33. I'm really, really excited to go. It's like very much like a bucket list sort of item, and we were invited by some friends, so I'm really excited to experience that. And I guess it's like a masquerade ball kind of thing, like Madame Leota Haunted Mansion theme, so it's like right up my alley. So it's kind of like my final little spooky event that I will get to do for the Halloween season here as we creep into November. Crazy. The end of the year is winding down. Wow. Anywho, I hope you guys have enjoyed this studio vlog, getting a look into some of my buy bun projects and more personal mom life projects. There's always something going on over here. It's just crazy town. Something else also that I'm kind of thinking ahead about is Vlogmas. I am going to be doing Vlogmas this year. I did Vlogmas last year exclusively on Patreon. The year before that, I think I did like a 50-50 mix. I think I did like weekdays on YouTube and then I did weekends on Patreon or something. I don't really remember. I'm trying to figure out what that mix is going to look like. I think some of it might depend on what my schedule is going to be, because I don't quite know yet. Like if we're traveling or if we're staying here, I don't really know. That might influence where the vlogs end up. Just know that Vlogmas is on my mind and is something that I'm going to do this year for sure. I just don't know what percentage on YouTube, or if I'm just gonna do it straight up just on Patreon again this year. And maybe if I do it on Patreon this year, I'll just create like a really tiny Vlogmas tier, maybe like a $3 Vlogmas tier. I don't know. Maybe that's how I'll tackle it, and then do daily vlogs there. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyways, just letting you know, Vlogmas is going to be happening in some capacity for this year. Otherwise, I hope you guys have enjoyed this studio vlog. Thank you so much for watching and being subscribed if you're a subscriber, or if you're new, think about subscribing. I put out a new video every week. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!